All right, y'all. I want to ask a question. If a rapper steals another rapper's song, does that mean that rapper is still talented? If a rapper has a ghostwriter, does that mean that rapper is still talented? If that rapper can rap his ass off but not be able to make a hit record, even if he had a million hit records before, does that mean that rapper is washed up? Let me know in the comments, all right? And what were we talking about, right? Jay-Z dissed a lot of guys. A lot of he dissed Drake, who allegedly has ghostwriters in the past. But he also dissed guys from State Property. Mainly, we're talking about Oschino, right? Um, Oschino Vasquez just dropped a diss record, Make 'em Pay, right? And in that diss record and in videos before, he said something about the song Sparks was on the hook of, that I just want to love you. Give it to me, whatever. That was Sparks' song. All right? Anybody that knows anything about the rock knows that was Sparks' song first. It was to a different beat, and allegedly, he wasn't paid for it, or barely paid for it, if he was paid for it, right? A lot of people will say, why would Jay-Z have to steal Emilio Sparks' song? A lot of people don't even never really listen to him. Why would they steal his stuff? Because if somebody's trying to find a single for their record, the one that's gonna make it pop, and they make a song after song after song, and they just can't make one that is it, and they in the other side of the studio, and the other artist in there that's a smaller artist, and they hear him in there. Yo, what is he doing in there? I need that. And the smaller artist gonna be like, what I'm supposed to do? Say no? That's the big homie. He's gonna give that to him to keep his job. There's a lot of that was going on with State Property. If you listen to Jay and you listen to Young Chris, and you listen to anything before Young Chris came of Jay's, that doesn't mean Jay's whack. He probably just needed a new sound. Pretty much identical. But if you ask Young Chris, if you see him in interviews, people ask him, he says, he give it an old brush off answer, and then he'll say something like, I wish people would stop saying that because it's messing up my business. It's making people not want to work with me. To me, which sounds like it's true. Beanie Siegel was just dissing Jay a whole bunch, but now he's on stage with him. At the end of the day, I look at it like this. My 4 favorite rappers out of the rock, right? I would say 5 because I got to throw Cam in there. Because Cam he was Dipset, but that was under the rock, under Dame, whatever. But my 4 favorite rappers, Jay, Beanie Siegel, Young Chris, and Freeway, right? Freeway, a lot of people say, why you listen to Freeway? He lost to Cassidy. I'm making a point right here. He lost to Cassidy, right? Cassidy was more of a battle rap type rapper, but they both from Philly. And in that time, anywhere Philly or New York or anything like that, especially if it was underground or just coming up or whatever, you had to be pretty much a battle rapper. Because along those times, you got to think about it. Battle rap YouTube was just starting out. And battle rap was really like, battle rap been around, people been battling, but I'm saying battle rap as we know it as the last couple decades, right? The Smacks, and especially in the East Coast, but even the West Coast had their grind time. Even Canada had King of the Dot. Like, you had to be a battle rapper, pretty much. To even be heard, to even be shopped around, you had to get down in the streets. All right? So, for Free to lose that battle, a lot of people never listened to what he had to say besides that. Now, if they would have put on that beat, would have been any different? I don't know. Because he was like, put on a beat. Just put on a beat. But yeah, I mean, like, but that doesn't mean that somebody's whack because the other person loses, right? That's somebody got to lose. That's like if Prince and Michael Jackson was still alive and they did a versus. Who will win? I kind of think Mike, but at the same time, as I say Mike, a Prince song will pop in my head and they'd be like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, I think so. You know what I'm saying? But somebody will have to lose. But does that mean that Prince or Mike will be whack because somebody won and somebody lost? If Chris Brown and Usher went at it, who you got? But does that mean the other person is whack now? But he did kind of lose that battle pretty hard though. But that's not my point. My point is, I feel like Jay kept them around long enough to use them and take their songs. Right? And I'm not dissing Jay, because Jay one of my favorite rappers. And it's business, so it's how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if Drake actually has ghostwriters, does that mean he cannot rap? That doesn't mean that. It's a difference between I can stand here and rap my butt off. Hey yo, chilling like a mad villain, throwing destructo disc like Krillin, making the pain on the ceiling, peeling, you feeling? Penicillin. Bars, right? Yeah, y'all ain't know I could do that. But my point is, that wouldn't sell no records. I just out rap 90% of the people that's on the radio right now. You put that next to them and you would be like, that's way more lyrical. It's a miracle. I could go off the top. Man, here we go, eating cereal. You don't want them. No, I'm just kidding. But that's my point. Rapping your butt off and having a song that pops, something that people can vibe to, some people that dance to, or whatever it is, ride to, work out to. Something that's going to, as soon as they hear it, it ain't even just the bars, the melody, the hook, the beat, everything. As soon as they hear the first few seconds, they go, oh. That's different than rapping your butt off. Now, me personally, I like bars. But even then, you got to hear, you got to have something bring you to the song, right? Sparks did the hook of that song. I think the lyrics, I think that was Jay. And I think the beat was Pharrell. If I'm not mistaken, that's all old stuff. I'm trying to not have to Google something when I make a video. I want to make my videos off the top, right? So, my point is, the part that matters to me, Jay did. And he didn't really steal it. He asked for it and he gave it to him. But he should have got paid for it. He should have royalties for it. I don't know if he had his business set up right at the time. You know. But pay that man. Even if he doesn't, even if you don't have to legally pay that man, you made millions off that song, bro. Pay that man, bro. Come on, man. It is what it is. That doesn't make Jay a whack rapper. He's still one of my top rappers of all time. He in my top 5. I don't know who my top. To make him top 5, I don't want to just off the top of the head and just say this guy, that guy, that guy. I'm from Michigan, so a lot of people that I might put in my top 5, y'all might not even agree with. Y'all might be like, well, he what? Come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to make a top 5, I have to be like really, really focused on who I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we talk about all time. You know, if we talk about the last 10 years, then that's different. That's easy. My point is, with The Rock, they had a whole bunch of beef in between each other, and it was a whole bunch of mess. All right? You know, you stole Rockaware from Dame. You stole Kanye from Dame. Yo, Cam was going crazy on that. But at the same time, what did Dame do? He tried to give Cam Jay-Z spot. Even Jewels had a song called, well, one of the hooks they had, shout out to Cam for taking over the rock. It's all you. Like, come on, man. So I kind of understand both sides. So Jay was doing um, interviews, or not interviews, but business meetings without Dame being, man, why you doing business meeting with my artist behind my back without telling me? So once you see things, like, I'm the type of person, once you show me who you are, I believe you. That's why I do everything I do solo dolo. That's why, if you look at it, this whole Oschino thing that's going on right now, he wasn't even really that much dissing Jay. If he was mentioning Jay, it was because he was already talking about Memphis Bleek, and it was tying in. So, because Memphis Bleek was going to have Oschino on his platform, because Memphis Bleek got a podcast or whatever now. I forget what it's called, but Jay ain't want him to use The Rock as the name of the podcast. Like, allegedly. All right, so he was gonna have Oschino on there, but he said he can't say this and that and the third about Freeway because they got friction, right? And Oschino was like, man, I wasn't about to say that, and don't disrespect me, blah blah. And Memphis Bleek started talking gangster, so Oschino started cooking his toast, called himself. He said he from Brooklyn, he from New York. His name is Memphis Bleek. How your name Memphis Bleek? And my name could be Colorado O. So he started cooking his toast, right? And that's how this whole thing started, right? And I guess the big homie wanted to say something on stage. Wrong move. Now you got Oschino dissing, right? And a lot of people probably gonna be like, well, Jay ain't gonna respond to that. He don't have to. I feel like he might. And I feel like he should. And I feel like he need to, because if it don't go nowhere, but it's getting numbers right now. People are listening right now. Jay ain't gonna hear it. Yes, he will, because that's the dude he was affiliated with. And then it's getting numbers right now. He heard it. He probably heard it before you did. He ain't heard it before me, because I'm subscribed to that channel. So as soon as Oschino dropped it, I watched it. Oh, yo, that's crazy. But he said a bunch of stuff. You know, you want to love with somebody to love you just because you're rich? Like, come on, man. Like, this dude is crazy, man. They both rich, but still, like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that you stay rich. You got rich when you got with dude, right? So that's my point. I mean, if you look at both of them, though, him and her, they're known for stepping on their people and climbing off over. You know, Destiny, and she hop in front of them. Like, they ain't had no parts. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about her. Like, you know, so Jay, that's a match, though. I guess they a match. It makes sense. Business-wise, that's real crazy. But it is what it is. So it's two different sides. Like, okay, there's business and there's friendship. So who you judge